Wow, what a beautiful day. I am so excited to see you all here. This was something that came together over the last year, and I had an idea we would do a space event at UCF, but the team in the president's office and the business school in particular and all across campus has done something incredible. I want to take a selfie with you all to start my day, okay? And then if this wasn't cool enough, we got some really great news last night. We have a permanent NASA administrator. I want to thank President Trump for reappointing Jared Isaacman to be the next NASA administrator. I am honored to be the chief financial officer and look forward to working with him soon in DC, but it will be a little heartbreaking to leave here at UCF for a while, but I'll be back. I'd like to talk to you about how we're going to educate the folks that are going to be doing this commercial development on the next frontier. And this was the question that the economists posed for us, basically. Where on earth are we going to find the people that could actually do the jobs? And these are jobs both in space and on the ground. This is probably not how you get there, right? That red line is the Medicare budget since the mid-1960s, and the blue line is the NASA budget since the 1960s. We're going to have to think about investing in the future as much as we think about maintaining the past if we want to be globally competitive on what is going to be the most exciting frontier humanity has ever seen. Who are these workers that we need? Well, in space, there's the obvious NASA astronauts, and I'm excited that we're going to hear from a few of them. Some of them are my friends. There's the Space Force. Excited to be here near Launch Delta 45, where Space Force sends its things to space. Someday they'll probably be sending human beings. It's not an official thing they want to talk about, but I think we're going to get to that point. On the academic side, we've got researchers and educators that make this all possible. And as President Cartwright pointed out, UCF is a leader in that role. On the commercial side, we're going to have commercial astronauts. We already do. My good friend, Michael Lopez Alegria. Michael, are you here yet? Mike L.I. He will be here. Excited that we'll see him tomorrow, I believe. Has taken 2 loads of astronauts on Axiom flights to the station. We're seeing commercial astronauts from around the world who are kind of known as sovereign astronauts as well. That's exciting. These people are going to actually eventually be doing jobs in space that need to be done. However, a lot of that work will be done by robotics and AI, and I can tell you robotics and AI is getting amazing. I had the honor to pick up Senator Nelson this morning and drive him from Lake Nona out here, and I didn't have to touch the wheel on my driverless car. That is amazing, and it says a lot about what will be happening in space. Now, we're also going to have private citizens in space. There will be tourists or spaceflight participants. Right now, I believe we should call them commercial astronauts because they're actually doing something that is pushing the boundaries for the rest of us. But eventually, it'll be more like a cruise ship, and the people that go up won't want to be the crew. They'll want to be the passengers. There'll be people retiring in space maybe because being on the moon in 1/6 gravity might be better than even being in Florida. And there are medical treatments that might be available to people in space. It might be easier to do some surgeries. It might be easier to regrow some parts of your body in space. We'll be looking forward to that. But on the ground is where the real jobs are. So you're going to have governmental folks on the ground. You're going to have the researchers on the ground, and you're going to have all of the same people that you had in space also working on the ground to make this happen. I want to talk about what I think we're doing well, and I don't mean us at UCF, but I mean as a nation and kind of in the Western world broadly. We're doing a good job with space science education. Okay. We are pushing the boundaries of knowledge that amazes me every day. And I love the fact that I get to go get briefings from the NASA Science Mission Director while I wait for my appointment as CFO. Every time they show me what they're planning to do, it's ever more amazing. We're doing a good job on the design side of engineering, teaching students to run CAD programs and design amazing new systems and to test them. We're doing a good job on management education. I'm really excited that UCF is launching the world's first space MBA. You should all go online, Google UCF Space MBA, and sign up yourself or your kids or whoever needs it. But you're going to need leaders who can execute within the domain, having both domain knowledge and the things you need to know. All too often, we've had scientists and engineers pushed up into management positions where they're suddenly handed a project that's running $1.6 billion, and they've never had accounting, finance, or leadership courses, and that hurts. We need to address that. It's one of the issues. I think so many programs are over budget and behind schedule. Things that we are not doing well in our workforce. Production engineering education. Back in the 1990s, every good production engineer in the United States went to Shenzhen, China, and trained his replacement and retired with a giant pile of money. And we stopped training those people. It is really, really hard for our space companies to find people who have actually put a factory together and know how to run one. We've got to fix that. And then we need the production worker education as well. We killed all of the shop classes in our high schools years ago when we decided every student was going to go off to a four-year college and design the new iPhone. Well, that's not happening. Some of them are going to make the new iPhone and hopefully here in the United States, but the space stuff is made in the United States and we need that. And the worst thing we're doing badly is we're educating our adversaries, and we have to think about the logic of that, right? All too often, particularly at the graduate level at, say, computer science, our classes are full of the people who are taking the knowledge we're giving them back to another country to build military systems that are aimed at us and to build companies and economic systems that are designed to take ours down. That may be a little bit controversial to say, but I think it's a bad plan. And I can tell you, I see it all across the United States, and I see it when I go to Imperial College London, where I'm also a visiting professor. It's a real thing we need to talk about. Now, we've got this competition with China. I want to share a slide I like. Does anybody know what this is, this object? It's Sputnik, 1957. What did it do? Nothing. It just went beep, beep, beep as it went around the Earth. It didn't do any science. It didn't take photos. It didn't convey, transmit information. It did nothing. But it scared the heck out of the Americans because the Americans knew that if you could fly this thing over the United States, you could fly a bomb or anything else over the United States. And so 13 years later, just 13 years later, you have this photo of Buzz Aldrin on the moon in an image that still looks modern 50 years later today. Because competition drove us there, competition with the Soviet Union, a competition we won, and one that defined the United States as the country that could do anything and changed the global perspective on the attractiveness of communism. We are at that point again. Now, what did we do after Apollo? Well, we had the handshake in space, 1974. We can all work together. Imagine how much we'll get accomplished if we work together. Well, reality is we were at a 51-degree inclination, 250 miles up to accommodate the Soviet launch facility in Kazakhstan. 25 years later, we were in a 51-degree inclination, 250 miles up. We still had a Soyuz capsule from the 1960s docked to that thing. And 22 years later, 50 years of no significant progress in where we've gone. Now, we've done great things on the ISS and with the shuttle program that advanced material sciences and biological sciences, and I appreciate all that, but we pushed no new frontiers because we didn't have a competitive reason to do so. So competition isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing. Cooperation is dull. What we never want is conflict, and I would encourage us to grab the competition and move forward. Something I wrote about in my book, Red Moon Rising, and I'm excited to see the competitive future that NASA, that our partners across the globe, the UK Space Agency, ESA, JAXA, will be bringing to this new Space Race 2.0. Thank you so very much, and welcome to UCF.